it's Caitlin McKenna with the McKenna Group of Long & Foster. I hope that you are doing well. Thanks for tuning in for this week's video. I hope you find the tips and tricks I'm about to give you helpful information. So I live in Maryland and we experience most of the time all of the seasons. So really cold temperatures to really warm temperatures, some rain, some snow, and everything in between. So since we're in winter, I wanted to talk about getting your home ready for winter. So some prep and some work you probably need to do around the house or things to do preventatively before the temperatures drop to a really cold temperature. So the first thing I want to talk about is knowing where the water shutoff valves are in your home. Water can cause a lot of damage pretty quickly. So it's really important to know where those shutoff valves are located throughout your home. Depending on the style of home and when your home was built, those valves can be located throughout the home. You should have multiple locations. Some will control water flowing to a hose connection outside, some will control the main water to your home. But you want to familiarize yourself with the location of each of those shutoff valves. I hope you never have to experience a water emergency, but if you do, that way you'll know where the shutoff valves are. I can speak from personal experience when not knowing where the shutoff valves are, how quickly damage can mount up. So know where those valves are, familiarize yourself. When you find the location of those shutoff valves, I do recommend labeling them. Use a bright colored tag with a label on it that'll say main water shutoff. In an emergency, it can be really hard to remember where those shutoff valves are, especially because you don't use them on a daily basis. So you don't want to be stuck in an emergency trying to figure it out. So label them with a bright label and just simple main water shutoff so that you know what valve you're controlling. Once you've located them and labeled them, I do recommend also keeping just a simple one-page document of where those shutoffs are. So if you ever do go to sell your home or you have some contractor coming in to do some work, you can give that item to them and say, hey, here's where the shutoff valves are located. It's really important to know this information. You don't use these every day, so sometimes you could forget. So keep that information in a safe place where you know you can go back and reference it quickly. Another tip I have is avoiding pipes freezing. Again, this is related to water damage, but a pipe freezing can add up to be a very big expense. The damage can not only be expensive, but it also can be very inconvenient because you might have a burst pipe inside your house. So you want to avoid pipes from freezing and those that may be exposed to colder temperatures. For example, a hose bib on the outside of your home. So this is a pipe that will let water into a hose that you connect outside, maybe to do some gardening or take care of your lawn, different things like that. But when the temperature drops, you want to think about getting water out of the pipe that may remain in the hose bib. One thing I can recommend is turning off the water to your hose bib and then draining any excess water that may remain in the pipe after you've shut off the water. Any water that can remain in the pipe and then get cold below 32 degrees Fahrenheit will then freeze and potentially expand, therefore bursting the pipe. Another item I recommend checking is your fireplace and your chimney. Nothing beats curling up in front of a warm fire with a hot cup of coffee or a hot cup of cider. But you want to make sure that you're doing so and that your chimney is, one, functioning properly and doesn't have any buildup. Buildup inside the chimney can become very dangerous quickly, so it's a good idea to have the chimney cleaned before you're going to start using it for the season. That buildup can become flammable and present an emergency situation, so it's always good to have it checked out. It's also good to make sure that your flues and your vents are operating properly to make sure smoke is vented out and that the heat is circulating through your home. So I do always recommend having the fireplace inspected and or cleaned, and that way you can feel comfortable enjoying that hot cup of coffee in front of that warm, cozy fire. As you can see from my tips, prevention really is the theme here. Prevention is the best policy in my book. As much as you can prevent an issue from happening, it's going to be a way more efficient way to deal with a problem than dealing with it after the fact. If you don't know where your shutoff valves are located, or if you don't know the last time your chimney was cleaned, don't hesitate to call a professional to come out and take a look. it's really good to engage a professional because they are the experts in this and can give you some sound, good advice and make sure it's being done properly. So if you don't know those items, contact a professional. The expense of having a professional come out and preventatively take care of any issues is always going to be less expensive than dealing with a possible damage or issue after the problem is discovered and it's escalated. So I always recommend prevention as the best policy. I hope you found this information helpful. If you have some tips that maybe you've done in your home and you want to share them in the comments below, please do. I'd love to hear what people in other states do. And then if you want to connect with me, below is my contact information, and I look forward to seeing you on next week's video. Bye!